Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey. I'm here with the horse racing extraordinaire, that is Jake Johns, to talk about the Cambridgeshire, the massive 30 horse race that's happening on the weekend that you spent all afternoon trying to figure out what's going to happen, and he has, so don't worry people, you will be getting some big tips. But don't forget that also last week we did preview the Air Gold Cup, and this man here managed to find the second and the fourth. The fourth in particular was an each way tip at 33 to 1, so there's plenty of place money there for all you each way bettors. And without any further ado, let's move on to Saturday's race at 4:10, the Cambridgeshire.
Oh boy, 35 horse handicap. This is been an absolute very, very competitive, obviously. Look, pretty much everything has a chance. It took me a long time to whittle it down. I whittled it down to about 12. And then after that, it was really hard. I was 6 left, 4, and I had 4 for ages, and I couldn't figure out what to do. But I written it down to 3, which is pretty good, 35 horses. I was going to do 4, but I thought that's a bit of a cop-out. 4, you can only do 4 in the Grand National, really. So I'll do 3. First up is Third Time Lucky. I can't get away from him. His favourite is 8 to 1, pretty good price still. Trained by Richard Fahey. He had the favourite last week as well in the Air Gold Cup. Adam McNamara rides. He's favourite for good reason. He's 8 to 1. He won this race last year off a £5 higher. Adam Beskitzer was riding that day. This year he has one of the finds of the season in Adam McNamara riding him. Adam McNamara is actually taking off £5, so he's essentially the same weight as he was when he won last year. So straight away, that's just incredibly eye-catching. Doesn't really need anything other than that, but that is one thing that's very eye-catching. He's been raced very, very clearly with this race in mind. He's been campaigned with this race in mind for the whole season. He's very lightly raced, and he's coming into form at the right time because he was really unlucky 5th last time at York in a big handicap there. He squeezed for room in the final furlong, but stayed on well right at the death. He ran that at 100. He's coming here off the same mark. Obviously, he's getting that £5 claim off Adam McNamara. Obviously, it's a huge field, so anything can happen really. There's a bit of a lottery, but I mean, on form, on weights, and everything, I think he's got a huge chance at 8 to 1. That's still a good price. I'll probably go each way just because firms are going to be offering 6 places. Some will probably offer 7. 8 to 1 is still all right return, and he's got a huge chance. Next up is a horse that goes against all of the trends that have ever been known for anything. Educate, number 2 in the weights. Runs for Ishmael Mohammed. He's carrying a huge weight, but George Buckle takes off £5. He's a really useful claimer as well. That takes him £1 below his John Smith's Cup winning performance a couple of starts back. His form's actually really picked up in 2016 compared to a couple of quiet years in 2014 and 2015 where he wasn't as good. He doesn't finish his races that well sometimes, but he does occasionally, and he did actually win this very race also in 2013. And he ran pretty well in it in 2014 as well. He's only over 5 lengths. 5 lengths. I think he's about 9th out of 33 or whatever. It's pretty good still. So he's got previous here. He was a decent 5th behind Sir Isaac Newman, who was obviously really well handicapped at Royal Ascot this year. He's clearly picked up his form in 2016, and he's on an all right weight. Obviously, he was top weight in the John Smith's Cup, and he won that. He's £1 lower than that now with the claimer. I'm a bit worried about the draw of 33, because I don't know what side they're going to go on or anything. It could be a bit of an issue, but you know, if they go that side, he's got a definite chance of hitting the frame at 25 to 1. So that's a huge price as well. So each way on that. I can envision him hitting the frame at least. And then finally, my last pick for the race is a bit of a risk, but it's one that could be. He's a really, really unexposed. Could be very, very well handicapped. The horse called Very Talented. It receives a lot of weight because he's a 3-year-old. He's rated 98, so he's getting a lot of weight from the majority of the field. He actually destroyed a decent field this time last year in September at Doncaster. That was a really good field. A lot of winners come out of that race. A lot of decent runs come out of that race as well. And there's clearly something amiss when he ran in the Craven this year. He went off 9 to 2, always at the back, never going anywhere. And then he had 6 months off, and then really, really impressive, respectable run last time. Where he was leading for the majority of the race, tied out a little bit in the final furlong. That was his first run in 6 months, completely understandable why that would happen. Also, the side bins were all stable were in absolutely awful form. Something going badly wrong with the stable at the time. But just recently, last couple of weeks, or not last week even, their fortunes seems to have changed. They're getting a couple of winners. Everything seems to be running through the line. Stuff staying on a lot better. I think he could be really well handicapped. So very talented. Also 20-1, so it's a big price. I could also see that getting backed quite heavily.
Okay.
He's 20-1 at the moment. It wouldn't surprise me if he went off a lot shorter than that. Of all of the horses, I think that one could go a lot shorter.
And you're happier with his draw?
Yeah, he's got an all right draw. I think he's drawn 8. So he's anywhere down the middle. Same the third time lucky, he's drawn down the middle as well. But I've got one from either side and one in the middle. That's kind of middle. Very talented, can pretty much do whatever he wants in that draw. But I think that could get backed quite heavily. Of all of the horses, that's the one that I think could get backed quite a lot, just because he could be really well handicapped, and they could go after a handicapped 3-year-old in this. So my tips are third time lucky, 8-1 each way, and then Educate 25-1 each way, and Very Talented 20-1 each way.
Brilliant stuff there from Jake Johns. Whilst he was talking, I was looking at your sheet there, and I've come up with an absolutely brilliant plan for you.
Okay, good.
The very talented Jake Johns has educated you on who's going to win the Cambridgeshire. So be lucky. Third time lucky.
He's done it! Yes! I was thinking, how are you going to get third time lucky in there? You're going to have to do something outrageous. And you did it. Well done.
So, yet again, there's 3 big price tips from our man Jake Johns. And as he's alluded to as well, these prices could well shorten the closer that it gets to the race. So make sure that you use our app, our desktop and our mobile service to get the best odds possible now. All of them, big prices, even the favourites at 8-1 currently. So make sure that you get the best possible prices using our odds comparison service. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake Johns. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel using the link below. And of course, also make sure that you take advantage of the offer at the bottom of this link where you can join Bet on Brazil and Easy Odds alumni Alan Brazil, TalkSport star. So yeah, that's our tip for this week, and it's 3 tips. Be lucky with the educated and talented Jake Johns.
Bye!